I mean, it's always purity, 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 repentance, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Yes, I'm loud about my belief, and they are tired of it. Okay, I know at this point, some of you are tired of seeing my status. You're tired of seeing my WhatsApp status. You're like, what is it? Is it only purity? Is it only holiness that you have to talk about? Can't you talk about your job? Can't you talk about something about financial growth, writing skills? But listen up, there's a backstory to it. This is not a random passion, it's a mandate from God. Yes, see, I know we've all been mandated to preach the gospel, but my own instruction came personally in 2022. What was happening? See, I was praying and asking God for instruction. Like, God, what next? That was prior to my NYSC ending. I was like, God, what next? I was praying and asking God for direction, and then He showed me a picture of myself in Akwa Ibom. I was like, what? I immediately said, God, no, 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 no. Why do you want me to go back to a place I'm running away from? I don't want to go back to that city. It's a sinful city. I don't want to go back. I was like, nah, God, I'm not going back. So do you know how you're from a place, but you're visiting that place off spiritually, even otherwise physically? So I was like, God, you know what I want? You know what I've ordered for? I've ordered for in prayers, and you want me to? I'm like, nah, God, what opportunity is waiting for me there? No, I can't do it. Let me just go to Lagos first. And God showed me, like the picture God showed me was like more like an evangelism, an evangelism movement. I was like, God, don't worry. Maybe you don't worry. Let me just go to Lagos first. There are more fire there. When I'm loaded, I will not come to Akwa Ibom and burn the whole place with my fire. Yes, that was what I said. I will burn the whole place with my fire. When I was like coconut head, they argue with God though. And Mumu, they argue with God. Fast forward. The day I wanted to leave Anambra State, as an Anambra NCCF, Oka chapter, the day I wanted to leave there was no bus in the back. No bus in this was before 7 a.m. Not one vehicle. How now? I was like, God, is this your doing? God, is that you? And people were like, whether you like it or not, this is Lagos I'm going. I will go. And if you know the way NCCF do their send forth, they would, like, it's full of tears. I'm talking about tears of like, oh my God, I'm going to miss you. Don't go. People will hug you and say that goodbyes, They will express how they don't want you to return. They will pray and everything. They had already done this jubilation. They sang till I left. Only for me to get to the bus back, and there was no bus. I was already thinking in my mind, how will I go back? I was calculating. How, after all this joy and tears, in fact I cried too, how will I now go back? I started to think, do I know anybody's house I could stay for 2 days? Like, there was no one. My mom called me, my parents were like, come to Akwa Ibom now, come to Akwa Ibom, I would love to see your face before you go. I was like, me, go back? Nah, mommy, I'm not gonna work. I'm not. Sit at home now helped me for 2 more days. Like, because that day was on a Sunday. I couldn't go travel again the following day, which was on a Monday, because I remember the Igbo state really old sit at homes. I say sit at home. So I finally traveled on Tuesday, and that journey to Lagos, man, the journey to Lagos was something else. It was horrible. The driver was disorganized. At a point, he literally moved me from his bus and put me in another bus. He looked at me and was like, you, where you they go? I said, I told him they played my bus stop here. And he was like, oh no, you cause for Allah for me. I know they pass that place. I was like, hey, is it not bus to Lagos? Why are you not passing through my route? I don't understand. He was like, no, you cause for Allah. No, I will put you for another bus. See, this man just put me in another bus. I didn't want to like, no, it can't be. I said, sir, wait till you talk. He said, he didn't even answer, he kept me quiet, man. He didn't say anything. And Next thing, this man just got off the bus, flagged down another bus. Flagged and the bus stop, and then I was like wondering what's going on. Why you guys putting me in that bus? He took my stuff and now tell me. Didn't that sound like one familiar story from the Bible? I got to Lagos, stayed months, did interview after interview, and after interview upon interview upon interview. Spent money, prayed, joined different prayer platform on Mixella, on YouTube. I was prayerful myself. Like, I was prayerful. I was spiritually hot, but nothing was happening. I was like, God, what's going on? I kept on in my secret place. I would cry, and it's not a good kind of cry. There are times you be in your secret place and you just be crying. Even when you're interceding for somebody and you're crying, that was a different case. I'll be crying because I just felt out of place. Like I was comfortable. I was living with my eldest brother. I was comfortable. I wasn't paying rent. I didn't need to contribute for food. The food was there, steady. I was being taken care of very well. But I still felt out of place. My placement was not in order. Like I felt like something was wrong. The nudging kept coming for me to return back, but I ignored them. I would often hear people's testimony of how they were favored with one job or the other, and how it's good. Am I a wood? The times I think, God, am I a wood? Why would you pass me when you're favoring others? So if you're sharing this favor, you always keep it. No. There were times I asked that time. Out of frustration, one day, I told myself, if this job is not coming, go and look for the job yourself. Don't sit and wait for one company to send you. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to wait for any email. I would sleep on my email. I'll be checking and checking. So out of frustration that very day, I left. That very day, I found a job. It wasn't my dream job, but it was a good one. Great staff, great administration, the environment was fine. We were like family. It was a very good place. But I wasn't fulfilled. I was not fulfilled. Like, if I'm to be honest, I was not fulfilled. I just felt like something was out of place. Like, this was the feeling I had throughout Lagos, when I was in Lagos. Like, I felt like something was out of place. Like, I just felt like I was not in the right place. Like, so, inside of me, I knew I was outside purpose. And the nudgings continued. I'm serious, like, week in, week out, the nudgings continued. Then August 2023 happened. I had prayed almost all through the night, and I slept around, I think somewhere around 4 a.m. I slept around 4 a.m. So at the past 5, I heard a voice. I had a very loud voice. It was like, go to the city. I woke up, like I was sleeping, and I heard, go to the city. It was like as if someone rang a bell. I don't know how to picture. There's no way to describe this sound. Like, it was like a bell, or like echoes. Like, I don't know how to even put it. Like, go to the city. That was the first time in my entire life that I heard God's voice audible. No, I think it was the second time. Yeah, the first one was not. I really could not really place it that was God's voice. But this one, I go to the city. I woke up and I was looking around. Who said that? I finally understood how Samuel was like. Yes. And this when I was like, okay, what city? Because I was asking for clarifications, for clarity throughout that night. And I was like, God, what city? Lagos is also a city. I hope you know that, God. Lagos is a city. You said city. Lagos is a city. What city? Can you be more clear on this city that you're talking about? So later that day on my way to work, God was now talking to me about the story of Jonah. It was like, oh, do you remember Jonah? I remember that I was just walking. I was checking that day. And that day, I intentionally checked. I don't know. I intended getting a motorbike. But I think for no reason, I just felt like, okay, let me just check. So I was checking. I was like, do you know remember the story of Job? And I was like, yes. I was like wondering, why are you asking me? Do you remember this story? So then God took me on a journey, like telling me the story of Job, and made me see clearly that Akwa Ibom was my Nineveh, Lagos was my Tarshish. Yeah, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this Tarshish correctly, but that was what I was made to understand. First sign was not meeting the bus. Yes. And the chaotic journey that I had, those were signs. No, I would have been sensitive, but I was blinded by my own foolishness. I was wise in my own sight. The chaotic journey that I had, and then being removed from the bus, like Jonah was removed from the ship, thrown out of the ship. after they casted the lot. And then God was like, you're in the belly of the fish. Anyone who lives outside my will roams in the belly of the fish, and there is no true purpose outside my will, only frustration. I blinked. I was like, wow. So around this same time, my mom was preparing to return back to Akwa Ibom because of something that happened. So she was planning on returning, and I was like, God, is this a sign? Because then, in fact, I had made this. After that day, I cried. If I'm being honest, I was like, God, I want to stay in. I don't want to go back. I cried about it. I was settled. In the moment I told God, yes, I will go, I felt this peace. Oh my God, this peace in my heart, and I was like, heart, and I was like, God, is it okay? Fine, you want me to go? I felt this peace, but I cried about it for days, and then then my mom, the travel expedition, and the rest. So I resigned from work, packed my bags, and returned to that same simple city as I once judged. The very place God had chosen for me. I had wasted time. Only God knows the opportunity that would have been waiting for me if I had followed God's voice, if I had followed God's instruction when He gave it to me in Anambra. One thing God has taught me with all this is that you can be comfortable and still be completely out of order in the spirit. Seriously. I mean, you can be active, you can be busy, you can even be succeeding, but still out of order in the spirit. You're just succeeding outwardly, but you're walking in circles inwardly because you have stepped away from His instructions. Misalignment is subtle. Yes, it is. Like, you might not notice the drift at first, like, you might not even notice it, but you will just realize that you are moving, but what, you are not progressing. So that's why I speak about purity, holiness, obedience, purpose, repentance. Yes, it's not noise. It might sound like it to you, it might sound like noise to you, but it's actually, for me, an assignment. And whether you like it or not, I will do it. I will keep on shouting. I'll shout to the rooftop. I'll keep on talking about it because it's a mandate that God has given to me, and I must fulfill it.